Good morning and welcome to your Monday morning espresso shot. This is we're in December now, and let's see if we can kickstart the December and bring an end to 2020 and welcome 2021. So let's begin by placing our awareness in the area of the heart, taking slow, deep, gentle breaths. Just experiencing these breaths flowing in, flowing out, as if they are flowing in and out of your heart. Take these breaths gently and deeply. Draw them into your heart. Take them as deep as you can. When you exhale, exhale with the same amount of time that you used to inhale. Notice when you take these deep breaths in, if there's any constriction in your body or you feel a little bit of pain in that body. So when you take the deep breaths in, just go as far as you can feel that constriction or that pain and breathe out. And the next time you breathe in, visualize breathing in healing and send that healing to that part which is constrained and see if it'll release for you. Slow, deep, gentle breaths, experiencing them flowing in and out of your heart. And now you'll talk to your body and you will turn the internal pharmacy on inside your body by sending in the healing to where it needs and let your body's intelligence decide what chemicals to release. There are 1,400 different chemicals in your body being released. Which one of those chemicals are required to address the situation? Slow, deep, gentle breaths, experiencing them flowing in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. See if you can take those breaths even deeper. We are all shallow breathers by nature, at least adults are. Let us see if we can expand our capability to take deep breaths. Can you take your breaths even deeper? Wonderful. And now for things that make me go, moment. Today's topic is the warrior and the goddess. And the reason I picked this topic is something very interesting. I went to a workshop this particular weekend, virtually, of course, and there was an understanding that I received about our tendencies as humans and our need to balance the masculine and feminine. Today, I want to talk about two aspects of our human body, and those aspects, if expressed properly, can allow you to anchor in a lot more source energy. So if you ever wanted to feel like a powerful being that can handle a lot of spiritual flow, or that can handle somebody's pain without taking you off center, then this is the understanding that I've received, and I'm hoping that you are able to use some of that for yourself. So there are two aspects to our human self. There's the warrior within us, and there's a goddess within us. Whether you're a man or a woman, we have these tendencies. Now, if I identify mainly as a masculine, for those of you who identify mainly as a feminine, uh, it may be different for you. But as a masculine man, or a man, I identify more of a warrior than I do of a goddess. But I do know that there is a goddess in me that comes out. And once in a while, that goddess in me will come out. And if I do not have my warrior establish a framework for that, I'm going to lose my center. I'll give you an example. I was invited to speak at an event virtually to about 100 women. And the women just went through a powerful meditation session. So I wasn't really grounded, and I was touched and moved by the meditation and the energy that flowed. Now, even when you're doing workshops virtually, you can experience this particular, you can pretty much experience the energies that flow and come at you. And sometimes you don't know where they're coming from, but I certainly did. I experienced a lot of power, a lot of feminine essence coming at me, a lot of compassion, of love, joy, of flow. And as I began to speak, I couldn't form words. I began to start crying with just, I just felt a lot of love. And I became a complete, what I say to everybody, I became a complete basket case. I was of no use to anybody until I composed myself. So that was the part of me that I did not anchor in the warrior. And the warrior is not about closing your heart off. The warrior is about establishing a very solid core, grounding. And men and women alike should be able to anchor themselves through grounding. And I want to share with you a technique that I now use to ground myself before allowing the goddess energy to actually penetrate me, or my goddess energy to penetrate others. And the way I do it is I take a deep breath. So imagine your breath flowing into the back of your head, coming right down as you take a deep inhale, right down to your root, your perineum, and then just push down. And as you exhale, exhale outward, but at the same time, your root, you push down and connect with earth. And when you do that for a few breaths, you anchor yourself. And then now you're a warrior. Now that you've established that framework, then you can allow your heart opening slowly. Just allow your heart to soften. And as you take a warrior stand, you take that powerful heart opening, then you can absorb any energy coming in. And it's beautiful. If there's a crowd that wants to share with you their love, their compassion, their gratitude, their appreciation, it'll come at you. This is what's going to allow it to come at you. And this is when the healing takes place. The healing will take place when you experience powerful emotions coming to you as frequencies of music, It's like music coming at you. If you are closed off and if you don't open that up and you resist, the healing will not take place. When we do heart math techniques, the most advanced level of technique is when you expand, when you actually radiate your energy outward. And if you've got 100 people radiating their energy outward, trust me, I felt it. It was powerful. It overwhelmed me and I started crying. So for for me to have to be able to handle that, I have to close my heart off. And that's the way I used to operate, is to close my heart off because I couldn't handle all that coming in. But all of that magnificent healing is not, I'm not allowing that to come in because I'm blocking it off just by my sheer will. And so if I anchor myself in as a warrior, I can allow the goddess in me to open up and allow that healing to take place. It becomes a true blessing of the crowd, of the people. And in this practice, it becomes a true blessing. So allow the warrior in each of us to take that and root down to Mother Earth. Draw in the energy and say, okay, I'm anchored to you now. Mother Earth, hold me. And then open yourself and your heart, open up that part of you that is so beautiful. And so that is really my discussion today on the warrior and the goddess. Let's talk about the Qigong moment for a second. In this particular Qigong, the symptoms, if you experience heartburn or acid reflux or loss of taste and smell, this is where you focus on your teeth, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the arrows on the screen. When you have these arrows, and the tongue will follow the arrow directions. So with your lips closed, your tongue touching the back of your tooth, start in the middle of your teeth, here. And as you start in the middle of the teeth, touch the tongue to that middle of the teeth and circulate the tongue to follow to the top left corner of your top row of teeth. Then you drop your tongue to the bottom row as if you're connecting the top and the bottom, and then move your tongue right to the other side of your bottom, to the right side, while you're still maintaining that connection, and then move the tongue back up to the top row on your right side and bring it back to center. And you do that several times in one sitting to move that tongue around, and do it gently, do it slowly. And what that'll do is it'll actually connect and balance energies in the lungs and the heart. All right. So that is the Qi shot moment for today. Let us now place our awareness in the area of the heart. Now I want you to experience this. So when you actually take a deep breath in this time, which I'm going to ask you to do right now, take the slow, deep, gentle breaths. Just experience these breaths flowing in and out of your heart. And as you take these breaths into your heart, I want you to press down on your perineum, your root chakra, and just feel whatever you're sitting on, feel it, visualize it connecting to the deep part of earth, right through the earth. And as you exhale, allow the energy from that to come from the earth and out through your heart. So as you take those deep inhales, experience these breaths just rooting into the earth as they come into your heart, rooting into the earth. Feel your sit bones, feel the feet on the floor. And as you exhale, just imagine the flow coming from the earth and out from your heart. So add that little practice and see how much of a difference this makes in your practice today. And as you're doing this, experience a feeling of love. At this point now, when you feel you've taken a warrior stance, as you anchor yourself to Mother Earth, and you're now sitting as a warrior, you've created a framework of strength, of spiritual strength. And now, as you take these breaths out and in from your heart, experience generosity, gratitude, appreciation, anything that allows you to experience a regenerative emotion that will soften your heart. So with this powerful warrior stand, you are now softening your heart and receiving the bounties of spiritual gifts. You're just receiving all these, and just see what happens. Take a few breaths in this way. Take those slow, deep breaths in. Allow those breaths to flow in right to the bottom at your root. Anchor them into your sit bones. And then as you exhale, allow it to come from your sit bones out through the heart and radiate it outward. And while you're doing that, experience regenerative emotions. As you take these breaths in, press down on your sit bones. Exhale from your sit bones out through your heart and just soften the heart as you experience joy, gratitude, appreciation. Wonderful. Thank you so much for participating this morning. It was wonderful connecting with you. It was wonderful trying out this new technique. I would love to hear if this particular technique worked for you. If there was something that came up for you, just send me an email. Just reply to the replay that I'm going to send out. So before I leave today, I just want to share with you that for the Ignite members, we do have this particular deep dive webinar posted. It is something that you have access to as a member of Ignite. If you're a non-member of Ignite or a member of Shine or Spark, you can purchase this by itself. All right. So the email will contain the information. I also want to invite you to a free virtual workshop. I was interviewed by Dr. Valeria Bruno, and she's doing a series of interviewing individuals on how to live a spiritual life in a 3D reality. And she chose to interview me, and my interview it's the first interview that's going to go on December the 12th. This thing goes from December 12th to 21. You can access all of the programs at that time. And so the areas I talk about is about connecting with the breath, the agile mindset, and how to turn triggers into powerful ally for self-mastery, and how to have a creator posture so you can claim your birthright to access joy, freedom, and abundance. And this is all free. So do join. There are other notable speakers that are going to be as part of this particular offering. So if you have a camera, you can take a picture of the registration link if you have a QR code reader. Otherwise, just click on the replay. Click on the email that I sent out as a replay. All right, wonderful, excellent. Now we have, basically we don't have a Q&A because this is a pre-recording. My computer went on the fritz there in the middle of a broadcast, so I decided to record this particular broadcast after. So you're receiving a pre-recording. All right, thank you so much for joining me.